Right now, someone in your life is preparing to replace you without a second thought. They take your presence for granted because you handed it to them on a platter. You reply instantly, you make yourself available, and you bleed your time dry for them. Because of your softness, you are fading into a background memory in their minds. They do not fear losing you. They view your loyalty as a permanent, free utility. Every time you adjust your appearance to fit their standard, you lose your power. You are being categorized as accessible, predictable, and ultimately completely replaceable. Feel that sting in your chest? That is the reality of your current position. While you lie awake, worrying about their opinion, they do not think of you. You have allowed yourself to become cheap through your endless, desperate availability. You dress without obsession, present yourself without edge, and wonder why respect vanishes. Respect is never given out of kindness. It is exacted through rarity and obsession. When you are always around, your value drops to zero in their subconscious. They speak to you with carelessness because they know you will never walk away. Your appearance lacks command, your demeanor lacks danger, and your calendar lacks mystery. You are currently living as an option inside the lives of inferior people. They consume your energy, discard your advice, and look right past your presence. If you disappeared today, their world would continue without missing a single beat. Ask yourself, when was the last time someone feared losing access to you? Never, because you have given them zero reason to respect your presence. You believe that being nice and accessible will grant you lifelong devotion. It will not. It will only guarantee your exploitation and eventual total neglect. You must reverse this dynamic immediately before your social leverage completely evaporates. You must become an obsession, a rare, calm, impeccably tailored force of nature. When you walk into a room, your visual presence must demand immediate silence. When you speak, your calm precision must make others reevaluate their posture. You are going to cultivate a discipline so terrifying that people tread lightly. They will realize that access to you is a privilege earned, not granted. Either you become rare today, or you remain invisible for the rest. Pay close attention. The rules of human valuation are about to change. You were taught that humility, constant kindness, and selflessness bring genuine connection. You were told that if you give your all, loyalty will follow. That entire worldview was constructed to keep you manageable and thoroughly disarmed. Society rewards docility in subordinates because docile people are easy to manipulate. Your exhaustion is not a personal failure. It is a structural design. You gave away your time without setting terms, so people devaluation your time. You made yourself comfortable to be around, so you became completely unremarkable. Human nature does not treasure abundance. Human nature ruthlessly craves scarcity. When water flows freely from every tap, nobody stops to admire its worth. Only when the well dries up during a drought do men panic. You have been functioning as an endless well for people who bring nothing. They take your advice, absorb your calm, and feed off your steady energy. Then they leave you drained, while they offer nothing in return. You neglected your appearance because you believed outer presentation was shallow vanity. That lie cost you prestige, immediate authority, and subconscious visual respect. The brain judges power within milliseconds of visual contact. Facts come later. If your appearance communicates neglect, your words will carry zero authority. People do not listen to unarmored men, no matter how wise they are. Your lack of aesthetic standards signals a total lack of personal self-respect. When you do not respect your visual identity, others will disrespect it. You were sold the delusion that internal merit is all that matters. In the brutal theater of power, packaging determines perceived value entirely. Look at history. Sovereigns, generals, and conquerors obsessed over their presence. They understood that visual dominance instills instant obedience before war begins. You surrendered that leverage because you wanted to remain comfortable and casual. Comfort is the quiet grave where personal authority goes to rot away. You allowed emotional outbursts to breach your calm, exposing your core vulnerabilities. When you react impulsively, you hand control directly to your emotional adversary. They push your buttons because they know your fortress has no gate. Your lack of discipline makes you predictable, and predictability breeds contempt. People walk over you because you have built no boundaries worth respecting. You apologize when you should remain silent. You explain when unnecessary. Every unnecessary explanation reduces your mystery and lowers your perceived intelligence. The world does not care about your good intentions or pure motives. The world only responds to power, self-possession, and unquestionable aesthetic discipline. It is time to burn down your soft, accessible, overly agreeable persona. You must dismantle the mental habits that made you easy to ignore. Stop blaming others for taking advantage of open doors you left wide. You built the conditions of your own social devaluation through constant compliance. Now you must build the fortress of your new, feared, and sovereign identity. This transformation will require a cold, total obsession with your visual standards. It will demand an iron curtain between your feelings and your actions. You will become so rare that your presence becomes an event, and your absence will leave a terrifying, unfillable void in their lives. Prepare to unlearn everything you were taught about being liked and easy. In the 16th century, one strategist stripped away human moral hypocrisy completely. Niccolo Machiavelli understood that human loyalty is built purely on perception and necessity. He observed kings, princes, and diplomats in the deadliest courts of Florence. He saw that men who relied on goodwill were systematically destroyed by enemies, while men who mastered appearance and scarcity controlled empires with terrifying efficiency. Machiavelli became the ultimate forbidden truth-teller of power philosophy and statecraft. He documented the exact mechanics of how humans assign value and fear. He declared that the public never seeks truth, they seek striking imagery. Machiavelli wrote down principles so potent that kings banned his masterworks. He knew that men love at their own pleasure, but fear at yours. Therefore, a wise man grounds his position on what he controls. You do not control whether people choose to love your kind heart. You control your appearance, your calm demeanor, and your absolute rarity. Machiavelli revealed that appearance is not a superficial dress code. It is armor. He warned that the ruler who neglects his visual authority invites immediate insurrection. To Machiavelli, calm was not peace. Calm was calculated strategic leverage. His secret teachings were reserved for those brave enough to master reality. Machiavelli summarized the fundamental truth of human perception in one famous line. Machiavelli said, "Everyone sees what you appear to be. Few experience what you really are." That single sentence holds the entire blueprint for your visual domination. The world acts entirely upon the visual image you present to them daily. If you present softness, they will crush you without hesitation or remorse. If you present disciplined rarity, they will tread with caution around you. Machiavelli teaches us to design our identity with ruthless, unyielding intent. Do not ask for respect. Structure your existence so respect is automatic. We are taking Machiavelli's strategy and applying it directly to your life. You will become an obsession to those who cross your refined path. You will embody the rare, disciplined sovereign Machiavelli wrote to instruct. Prepare to study the 11 lessons of high value and aesthetic power. Let the blueprint of the forbidden strategist reshape your daily reality now. Lesson 1. Become obsessed with your appearance to signal total sovereignty. You step into an important meeting dressed in loose, uninspired, average clothing. Nobody looks up. Nobody sits up straight. Your presence registers as totally baseline. This happens because human beings judge power visually long before logic intervenes. And sloppy appearance signals that you have surrendered control over your daily routine. When you obsess over your fit, grooming, and posture, you project extreme discipline. Starting today, refine your daily wardrobe until every outfit feels like tailored armor. Drop this in the comments. My appearance is my unyielding armor. Never allow yourself to leave your home looking unprepared or visually careless. Your clothes must fit with surgical precision, accentuating strength and deliberate posture. Grooming is not self-absorption. It is the visual baseline of personal power. When people see a man obsessed with his standard, they assume high worth. Your visual sharpness creates an immediate buffer of respect around your personal boundaries. Make your presence look expensive, rare, and impossible to overlook in any crowd. A refined visual presence commands compliance before a single word is ever spoken. Lesson 2. Withdraw your presence to multiply your value through immediate scarcity. You reply to messages within seconds and accept every casual social invitation offered. Over time, people stop inviting you with excitement and start inviting out of obligation. This occurs because human psychology inherently discounts anything that is readily available. When you are always present, your aura shrinks and your words lose weight. Starting today, delay your responses, decline low-value events, and create intentional distance. When you disappear to work on your craft, your absence creates immediate mystery. People begin to wonder where you are, what you do, and who you see. Scarcity transforms standard interactions into high-value opportunities for those seeking your presence. Do not let anyone have unlimited, unearned access to your mental or physical bandwidth. Your availability should be as hard to secure as an audience with royalty. When you return after absence, make sure your impact is sharp and unmistakable. Value is not generated by noise. Value is generated by selective strategic presence. Train people to understand that your time is the most expensive commodity around. Withdrawal is the ultimate test of whether someone truly values your position. Lesson 3. Cultivate an unshakable calm that intimidates the loud and unstable. Someone insults your competence or raises their voice to challenge your position. You feel an urge to raise your voice, defend yourself, and argue. This reaction happens because primitive instincts demand immediate emotional defensive measures. When you react with emotional noise, you reveal that they have successfully shaken you. Starting today, pause 3 seconds before answering any hostile or provocative question. Drop this in the comments. My calm is a deadly fortress. Maintain lower pitch, slow breathing, and absolute physical stillness during tense moments. Your refusal to become emotional signals terrifying internal self-control and confidence. Loud people collapse mentally when their noise meets an unyielding wall of calm. Mastering calm turns chaotic situations into strategic victories without firing a single shot. Never allow an opponent to see what upsets, irritates, or destabilizes your mind. A stone face combined with flawless attire makes you unreadable and extremely dangerous. The man who controls his pulse in a crisis controls everyone in the room. Let your calm be the unnerving stillness that comes right before the storm. Lesson 4. Execute ruthless self-discipline when no one is watching you. You set a goal to rise early, build physical power, and master skills. Yet when alarm rings, comfort seduces you back into lazy, meaningless rest. This happens because short-term pleasure constantly battles against long-term strategic dominance. When you break promises to yourself, your self-respect dies a quiet, painful death. Starting today, treat your personal schedule as a non-negotiable imperial command. This knowledge is for protection, not destruction. Build habits that harden your physical body and sharpen your analytical mind daily. Discipline creates an aura of unstoppable momentum that surrounding people feel instinctively. They realize you cannot be bought, bribed, or distracted by cheap comfort. When a man masters himself, he gains the immediate capability to master others. Do not talk about your discipline. Let your visual evolution make the statement. Work in darkness so your results hit the public like an unexpected thunderbolt. Self-discipline is the hidden foundation upon which all permanent respect is constructed. Iron habits form an armor that no social attempt can ever pierce. Lesson 5. Weaponize your aesthetics to create instant psychological subservience. You enter a competitive environment where everyone looks identical, bland, and casual. You blend straight into the background clutter, stripped of any individual power. This occurs because modern culture glorifies laziness, disguising it as casual authenticity. Machiavelli understood that the masses worship grand visual grandeur and unmistakable sharpness. Starting today, curate a signature aesthetic that projects dangerous sophistication and high power. Drop this in the comments. I am the destination, not the pursuit. Choose dark tones, clean cuts, immaculate footwear, and high-quality historical textures. When your aesthetic is flawless, people subconsciously assume your intellect matches. They give you the benefit of the doubt in business, status, and command. An obsessive appearance demands higher social prices and sets immediate behavioral terms. Never look like you put no effort in. Look like perfection is effortless. Aesthetic dominance forces rival peers onto the social defensive before conversation starts. Your visual standard must communicate that you operate at an entirely higher level. Drape yourself in discipline and watch the room alter its demeanor instantly. Lesson 6. Train people to understand that access to you can vanish forever. Someone disrespects your boundaries, crosses a clear line, or treats you carelessly. You offer endless second chances, explaining your hurt feelings while remaining fully available. This happens because you fear conflict more than you fear losing personal dignity. When disrespect carries zero consequence, disrespect becomes the permanent standard of treatment. Starting today, execute the quiet cutoff when someone proves consistently unworthy of access. Do not make grand dramatic announcements, write angry texts, or throw bitter tantrums. Simply evaporate from their lives, closing the door in complete, cold silence. When people know that one breach will terminate access forever, they act carefully. Fear of permanent loss is a far stronger motivator than hope of reward. Machiavelli noted that men walk cautiously when consequences are absolute and irreversible. Make your presence a rare luxury and your exit a permanent reality. Never negotiate your boundary terms. Enforce them through total, cold action. Those who do not respect your presence deserve to experience your complete absence. Be willing to walk away permanently, and you will never be disrespected. Lesson 7. Master emotional sovereign isolation to render yourself emotionally unshakable. You seek constant validation, seeking reassurance for every choice from external sources. When validation fails to arrive, your confidence crashes and self-worth disintegrates. This happens because you made external opinions the foundation of your internal stability. To Machiavelli, relying on public opinion is building a castle upon shifting sand. Starting today, become your own sole judge, jury, and ultimate source of approval. Drop this in the comments. I am my own sovereign court. Validate your own progress through quiet metrics, physical growth, and cold strategic execution. When you require nothing from external crowds, you become immune to social control. People are terrified of the man who cannot be swayed by praise or criticism. Praise does not inflate your ego. Criticism does not dent your armor. Sovereign isolation allows you to make cold decisions without seeking social permission. You stand complete within your own mind, completely self-contained and dangerous. This internal independence projects outward as unmistakable aura and gravitas. Become a sovereign island in a vast sea of dependent, needy people. Lesson 8. Manage perception as the highest form of strategic currency. You overshare your struggles, failures, and insecurities with casual acquaintances. They listen attentively, store the information, and use it to discount your value. This occurs because human minds classify open weakness as a sign of vulnerability. Machiavelli stated that perception is the lens through which all power flows. Starting today, reveal only what enhances your image of discipline, power, and calm. Keep your struggles in the dark where they belong, worked out in privacy. Present to the world only the finished product, impeccably styled, calm, and victorious. Never complain, never explain, and never advertise your temporary internal doubts. When you control perception, you control the psychological framework of every room. Let your physical aesthetic suggest wealth, power, and unyielding self-command. People will treat you according to the visual level you display, consistently. Perception is reality in the theater of social dominance and hierarchy. Curate your public presence with the precision of a master Renaissance painter. Make every glance in your direction yield an impression of high authority. Lesson 9. Replace warm intentions with cold, flawless execution. You promise great things to friends, partners, and colleagues with passionate emotion. Yet when execution demands effort, you deliver half-baked results or excuses. This happens because talk is cheap, while execution requires uncomfortable, sustained sacrifice. Machiavelli taught that history judges leaders by results, never by intentions. Starting today, stop promising. Start delivering complete results in utter silence. Drop this in the comments. Repulse are my only words. Let your physical form, your financial strength, and your lifestyle speak for you. Cold execution generates respect because few men possess the discipline to finish. When you say you will complete a task, execute it with relentless precision. Reliable execution combined with visual rarity makes you an indispensable power asset. People will seek your involvement because they know you do not fail. Warm intentions yield pity. Cold execution builds lasting fear and respect. Be the man who acts silently and delivers devastatingly complete results. Execution is the final filter separating talkers from sovereign commanders. Lesson 10. Weaponize your presence to dominance every room you enter. You slink into social gatherings quietly, keeping head low and shoulders slouched. You try to occupy as little physical space as possible to avoid attention. This happens because subconscious fear tricks you into believing safety lies in invisibility. Machiavelli recognized that weak posture signals submission to rival powers instantly. Starting today, expand your physical footprint with broad posture, calm eyes, and measured steps. Walk into spaces as if you own the physical infrastructure beneath your feet. Combine this command of space with impeccable grooming and sharp visual styling. When your body language matches your visual obsession, people naturally clear pathways. Hold steady eye contact 3 seconds longer than comfortable during conversations. This nonverbal dominance communicates that you fear nothing in the room. Your physical posture is the immediate trailer for your internal discipline. Demand spatial authority through calm, deliberate, unhurried physical movements. Never fidget, rush, or make nervous physical adjustments in public. Embody the gravity of a sovereign, and the environment will adapt around you. Lesson 11. Build skills and qualities that make you entirely irreplaceable. You acquire basic skills that millions of ordinary men possess in abundance. When replacements exist everywhere, your leverage in negotiations drops to zero. This happens because you selected easy, comfortable skill pathways instead of difficult masteries. Machiavelli noted that those who possess unique capabilities hold total power over princes. Starting today, stack rare, complementary skills that few individuals possess together. Combine aesthetic obsession, calm negotiation, strategic philosophy, and elite physical conditioning. When you become a rare combination, you leave the realm of competition entirely. People realize that replacing you requires 5 different individuals to match output. This fear of losing access to your unique value creates absolute loyalty. Make yourself the sole solution to critical problems in your sphere. Rarity combined with impeccable appearance makes you an untouchable force. Invest hours in dark solitude to hone capabilities the public envies later. Your irreplaceable nature is the ultimate guarantee of social power and sovereignty. Become so valuable that the thought of losing you causes panic. The time for softness, excuses, and comfortable mediocrity ends this exact second. You have spent years begging for access to tables that devalued your presence. You bled your energy, compromised your standards, and ruined your visual identity. No more. The shift happens inside your mind right here, right now. You are shedding the weak, over-available victim you used to be. The old you is dead. Bury that pathetic persona in the dark dirt of your forgotten past. Step into the cold, calculated posture of Machiavelli's ideal sovereign commander. You are not here to be liked. You are here to command. You are not here to fit in. You are here to dominate visually. Your appearance will be an obsession. Your discipline will be total legend. Your calm will be an impenetrable fortress that no attack can breach. You are a weapon pointed at your own future. Every decision you make from today onward must refine your ultimate value. Cut off the parasites, silence the emotional noise, and enforce absolute rarity. Let them wonder why you changed. Let them panic over your absence. When they see you again, let them witness a transformed, untouchable creature. You belong to no one. You belong strictly to your purpose, your standards, and your evolution. Let the weak chase validation while you build an unyielding personal empire. From this moment on, access to you must be earned through loyalty. Observe how their tone changes when you embody Machiavelli's dark principles. Feel the immense power that returns when you obsess over your presence. You are no longer an option in their world. You are the prize. Rise now, execute ruthlessly, and let them fear losing access to you. If you have chosen to join the rare minority who master dark philosophy, subscribe. This channel is not for the comfortable crowd. It is your private library. Subscribing is your decision to receive weekly strategic intelligence before others find out. Return here whenever you need to realign your mind with power and calm. Ask yourself this final question. If you cut off access today, who would panic?